Good evening, good evening, good evening. We are super excited to be here. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your patience. But
We
you say,
gotta say that too, girl, because he was really the one. All right.
yes, so we were here ready to go on, but the devil was trying to be busy, but Miss Della was a little bit busier and she kept going.
Look, that's what remember we talking about building your best life, right? And so building your best life means that you don't stop, you don't quit, you persevere, you continue, you pursue, you do
Right.
what's necessary to be able to try to overcome whatever that obstacle, that situation is. I am so looking forward to this talk, woman of God. So, building my best life was I was gonna make sure I would get on this show tonight.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, we're going to get started. Again, welcome to Build Your Best Life with Deborah D. Smith. I'm excited to have you on here on our Build Your Best Life talk. Tonight, I have none other than Coach Della Major, all the way from Chicago, Illinois.
Shot Town in the house, everyone. Shot Town in the house. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. Thank you, Dan, for tuning in. I believe it is better to train early rather than to fix later. And
Yes.
my theme for this year is all about actions. No matter what's going on, what you're doing, what you think people don't know you're doing, it's all about your actions. And what
Yes.
your actions show others is critical.
Yes.
So everything that we talk about this year has something to do with actions. Well, tonight, good evening, Peggy, Anita. Who else did I see? I saw someone else. Thank y'all for your patience and for tuning in. We are super excited to get started here. But tonight, we are talking about that dash. And that dash reflects your actions.
That's right. That's right.
But I know Miss Della, but I want to know some more about Miss Della. And Coach Della, if you would introduce yourself to everyone, tell them some things about you.
Okay, great. Well, first of all, I want to just thank you again, Deborah, for allowing me to come onto your platform here because I really truly believe that this is so relevant and today and what we're talking about our dash reflection, our action. But I am out of Chicago, Illinois. I am a inspirational speaker, a certified life coach, transformational coach. I am the CEO and founder of a nonprofit organization called Live, and it stands for Living Your Life Victorious and Empowered. And primarily, what we do with that particular program is we empower the lives of individuals and patients who's living with chronic kidney disease. But as a spin-off to my nonprofit, I have my coaching aspect, which is called Reclaim and Live. And it's all about just creating a life of transformation and change. And so I have been in this genre, in this arena as an educator per se for well over 25 years. And so I'm really excited about the journey, if anything, that God has placed me on. In my circle of influence, they call me the game changer because I truly believe in, creating an atmosphere of transformation and change. And I'm all about promotion of empowerment, self-awareness, creating those habits about surrounding of you reclaiming your life in 5 specific areas. And that's either in your health, your family, your mindset, your faith, your relationship, in some cases, your finances, and one of the things that I love about us is that you and I both is on the Effective Living platform with our Coach Ricardo Miller, and being part of that team really is really so exciting. So, people always ask me if I have one question to say or describe myself. I'm like, I'm an overcomer, I'm a survivor. I'm all about overcoming and surviving. And so I have a motto that a change bring a change. And when you talk about change, bring change, baby, there's nothing that life can't do. And so I'm just really excited. That's just a little tidbit about myself. But I'm going to get a little bit further and deeper into that. But I want to thank you again for allowing me to be here with you.
Thank you so much. And one thing I tell people when they come on and say, well, what are we going to talk about? I say, well, I'll send you some leading questions, but we want to have fun. So I'm going to tell you, Miss Della likes to have fun. So we're going to have some
Yes, yes,
fun.
yes, 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 yes.
Okay. And I see Anna Santiago. Thank you for tuning in.
All
Oh,
right.
awesome. We are ready, ready, ready. So now we talk about this dash. So the
Yeah.
time between your birth and your death is your dash.
Yep.
So what happens in that gap in your life is essential to your birth and your death is your dash, your proactivity in life.
Mm-hmm.
So why is it essential to be proactive during your dash?
Well, first of all, let's talk about that. You remember I told you I'm an educator. And so I like to, really just give a little bit of like play on words. And the reason why I do a little bit of play on words is because it helps you to really formulate this mindset. And the question was, why is it essential to be proactive? And so when we look at the words, two words that I want to focus on, proactive. Pro, we already know means, it's something that you're in favor for, something that you really, really is for, you like it, you really support it. Then you have active, that means you're doing something. But the word essential, it means it's crucial. That means it's necessary. And the reason why it's so essential to be proactive is because you're the only architect of your life. You're the architecture of your life. You're the only one that can create and say what is going to happen from that born date to that end date. You're the one that sets it up to, how you want to show up in life. What actions you gonna do, how the things what you gonna lean on. Nobody can decide that for you. Nobody can, create your dash. Nobody can come in and just label you, paint you out to be this wonderful canvas. It's what you decide how you want to show up in your life. So it's essential to be part and be proactive in your dash because you're defining the image that you want people either to know you as now and even then when you're gone. So, I just love when you think about that necessariness. You create a life, right? If you're talking about building your best life, it's essential that you got to do what's necessary to do to build that best life. And so that dash depends on the actions and the decisions that you make, not somebody else. Nobody want to be a puppet.
Right. Yeah, I like that. Who do you want to be known as? It's up to you. It's your dash. You in control of it.
You the one. You know what? The Bible tells us that we're created in God's image. And if we're created in his image, that means he's given us, he himself is perfect. So the question is what image are you going to reflect? Are you reflecting the image of the perfect one? Or are you just reflecting anything? So you define that image, right? And
Right.
so that dash means you got to be proactive. You got to play a major role in the progression and the development of what type of person you want to be known as and what you want to become. It's as simple as that.
All right. And remember, you are in control of that dash. It's for you and your actions.
That's it. You are in control of it.
So, talking about that dash, and you said, it's about your actions now and the kind of actions that you want to leave. So why is it crucial? I think it's crucial for individuals to leave a legacy. Because normally when we think about legacy, we think about something positive. So why is that so crucial?
Well, you know what? Again, what is a legacy? Legacy is something that's handed down either from a predecessor or something handed down by your ancestor. What a legacy really basically defines your life and how your life is going to live. So you want to be able to leave something behind that your family, your loved one, or whoever that you're connected with can say that they can either continue it on or even make it better. legacy is really a critical factor in for change. So legacy sets it up so that you yourself, can, give your own individual life meaning. That means you're just not coming on earth, leaving just going about your status quo, just getting up every day in the morning, going to work, getting a paycheck, coming back home. Surely you will want somebody to say, wow, while she was here, while he was here, this is what they did. What are you leaving behind for somebody to remember you as? Just a vagabond or somebody who's a thriver, someone who's out there making change, someone who's like setting the groundwork for somebody else to take what you're building on and go even further than you. Legacy is important because why? Legacy is all about life and it's all about living, baby. That's what it's all about.
Ooh, life and living. All right. Now you heard it there. Ooh, change brings about what?
A change. Change brings about change. And another thought just came to my mind, your mind, Deborah, that hit me when we talked about legacy. Legacy is that interconnection across time also. Because something that maybe my forefathers and forefathers even before them had passed down, legacy sets up even traditions within the family. Those, and not all the traditions are bad traditions. There's some traditions that's really, really good and benefit that needs to continue to be carried on because it's establishing that ancestry culture within that family structure. And then at the same time, it's establishing that remembrance, or it's establishing that foundation that you want to be recognized as. I don't want somebody, you heard me talk about kidney disease earlier. I have end-stage renal disease, but end-stage renal disease doesn't define me. I don't want to be recognized as the patient. I want to be recognized as the game changer. So I'm trying to create a legacy of that, no matter what adversities that you might have to go through in life, that I'm an overcomer, that we can plow through it, that I don't care what hits you in your life. I don't care where you come from. Look, you got a breath in your body. You can change that situation. That's the legacy I want people to know. They say, hey, how did she live? They're going to say, hey, she lived her life to the fullest, baby. She was out there making moves. She wasn't thinking about it. She didn't let that disease stop her. So that's what we talk about. Legacy transcends time. You want to leave something even that people in the future, when they think about, Della, what are they going to say? That's the legacy you want. That's my dash.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. And when I started doing these live videos, I never thought about it. And my youngest son told me one day, he said, Mom, that is great. I said, what do you mean? He said, because, my kids, when they get older, or my grandkids that don't get to meet you or whatever, I can always go back and show them, well, this was your grandmother, this was your great grandmother, and this is what she did. I'm like, okay, I never thought about it like that. But it just goes to prove that your actions, whether good or bad, somebody's gonna remember you by that.
Somebody's gonna remember it by it. And you said something just a few minutes ago, Coach, when you said whether it's good or bad. So it goes back to then again, what are you trying to? What memory? What is that dash going to look like? What kind of legacy you leaving right there? Do you want to leave a bad rep, or do you want to leave a good rep? So that again goes back to that crucial, essential part of you being proactive. What are you trying to leave behind? What do you want yourself to be representative at?
That's right. And so leaning in on that, all of us have done something that we're not proud of.
Yeah.
I used to always tell my sons when they were coming up, said, now you go out and do things and you know right from wrong. But remember, you never know where you're going in life, who you're going to meet, or what you want to do. So say you want to be a politician or a lawyer, whatever, somebody's going to always go back to dig up the least little thing they can that's negative about you. So remember, whatever you do, it never goes away. It stays there. So what do you think when is it important to confront a past mistake that you have made? Because most time people say, well, just let what is it, laying dogs die, dying dogs lay, or whatever, but just leave things in the past as in the past. But do you ever think it's a time that is essential in confronting that past mistake?
Yes, because I say right now, the reason why I say that is because, see, Hebrews chapter 12, verse 11 tells us, lay aside every weight that easily sets us up, the trips that stops us, that hinders us. Okay. When you don't deal with whatever past problems, past mistakes, past situations, it's going to always be that right there. It's never going to go away. It's going to be the one thing that's going to always stay in the back of your mind. It's going to be very present. You know, dealing with the situation right then, right there, right now cuts off the foundation, the roots of it. It can't grow no more once you don't expose it. It can't go no further once you don't dealt with it. Because, see, forgiveness allows you to be able to move forward. And so it was a scripture and a text. Everything I am is about the word of God. And so what I love about what the word of God gives us, because it's our promises, it's our foundation, is when it came from Isaiah 43, 18 and 19. And I like it from the New Living Translation because I think it will help and set up as to when we talk about when you need to deal with this mistake. It says, but forget all that. It's nothing compared to what I'm going to do. For I am going to do a brand new thing. See, I have already begun. Do you see it? I will make a road through the wilderness of the world for my people to go home and create rivers for them in the desert. So when you think about it, if you don't deal with that past mistake, if you don't deal with whatever the situation and the circumstances, then you stopping your rivers from flowing over. You're going to be staying stuck in a cycle of sorrow. You're going to be staying stuck over and over again, memory recall. No, let's deal with it. Let's expose it. Let's get it done so that you can forgive, move forward, get over it, so that you can then go and get all the blessings.
All the blessings
that God has for you. Why would you want to stay stuck on something of a past mistake? Look, Romans 3 and 23 tells us, for all have sinned comes short. All of us going to make a mistake. Somewhere along the line, I'm going to mess up. I am going to mess up. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. We're going to mess up, people. We're going to mess up.
Yes.
It's not so much the situation of you messing up. It's how you deal with that mistake about you moving forward. Look, forgive yourself, move forward. The same problem you had back then, it ain't gonna go away anytime soon. Deal with it. Let's go.
Right. Deal with it. Deal with it. Get it over with. Because if not, like you say, people, well, why can't you sleep? Well, what's wrong? Oh, nothing. This is gonna bother you, because it's never gonna go away until you release it.
You lose your sleep. You lose sleep. Your mental health start coming into a factor. You're anxious for everything. You're never comfortable. You can't get relaxed. You don't want to be around nobody. You recluse yourself. That's why, because of the fact you wonder what they're going to think about it, if they really know about this situation. What are they going to say about? No, get over it. Let's go. Let's deal with it.
Get over it, people. Get over it. Quick, fast, and hurry.
Let's go.
All right. And is accomplishing your dreams during your lifetime relevant early in life or later in life?
Oh, definitely early in life. Look, let me tell you this. I like to use the analogy of an athlete. I like to use that because, look, the Olympics just over. So all of the Summer Olympics over, all the gymnastics, they're doing their own thing. Do you think that they're waiting to think about what they're going to accomplish 4 years from now, when they get ready to happen? No, their mindset is already thinking about what's the next goal, what's the next achievement, what's the next thing. So when you think about your dreams, when you think about what you want to achieve, it's your goals that give you purpose in life. It's those things that give you the sense of direction and meaning. So when you're talking about, accomplishing those relevant things in your life, you want to do it now, because now is the time to work it through. Now's the time to need it through. Now's the time to make the mistakes. Now's the time to try to put together those processes that's going to help you to accomplish that goal. You don't wait until a few years later to think about, well, I think I'm going to do it to a couple years. No, start thinking about that now. What kind of legacy I want to leave for my grandchildren? I want my grandchildren to know that everything I'm doing right now is for them to be able to accomplish and maintain it in the future. So I'm not going to wait, till I get all the way till I get to 60 thinking about retirement. I started thinking about retirement when I was in my 20s. Why? Because it's relevant. Everything that I did prior up to that in my dash is relevant to how I want to finish and live this life while I'm here. Let's go.
All right. And it goes back to that word proactive. You got to, hey, start early, get it moving. You don't
get
wait.
It moving.
You can't wait.
You can't wait. People. Don't sit here and think about, I wish I could have, should have. Why? My question then would be to you is, why not? Why can't you? What's stopping you? What's holding you back? Why do you got to wait later to something you could do now? What's hindering you? Bring that dream out. Go through the process. Make a mistake if you have to. Do something, people, is what I'm saying. Don't think about it. Be about it. Hey,
action.
Yes. Come on, Deborah.
You got to get that action.
You got to get that action in.
Yes. And you know that, we saw, you just talked about the Summer Olympics. And so we saw firsthand, about how our mental health, our emotional health is becoming so relevant. People, it may not be, well, it might be a little bit more now because of COVID, but it's been going on for years. But people have been, afraid to, let people know that, hey, I'm not doing well. I'm not coping with this. But it's a thing. So do you believe our emotional well-being can negatively impact us?
Yes, I do. Because let's talk about it. Remember, I talked earlier about the anxiety of things, that suppressiveness of that lack of connection, and when you think about basically what happened even during the Olympics, from the top athletes, Simone Biles and everybody, it really affected them in some capacity, to the point that they started reevaluating and start thinking, well, hey, was this even worth it all? Or, that left a little small gap of doubt can easily come in. But then I'm thankful to the point that when they decided to say, you know what, no, I'm going to claim my dash. I'm going to take back control. It's not about a trophy anymore. It's no longer about, getting the number one ranked status. Hey, I'm already number one. So I don't need to prove it. My record preceded me. Okay, that's that dash. My record preceded me. So when you think about your emotional well-being, you got to have that control of it. You got to identify your ups, your downs, your ebbs. You got to know you well enough to know how this situation is going to impact you. Because if you don't know you, it definitely will make a negative impact. So it's important for you to know yourself, and it's important to know what you're going to do and what you're not going to do, what you're going to accept and what you're not going to accept. And oftentimes what happens is people who don't know themselves, that's how it affects them and how it impacts them with a greater impact. So the number one person that you need to be focusing on and knowing and taking care of is you. You're number one, baby. You're the one that is defining that dash. So if you don't take care of yourself, nobody else can.
You've got to do it. Everyone, you are in charge of your life.
Like, we say it all the time. I am the one that's going to make the decision how I'm going to show up in life, how I'm going to live my life. I'm the person that's going to make that decision. You can always see something, a person can see something on the outside and say, man, I could just see you just doing great things. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for giving me that word of encouragement. But it's not what you see that's more important, is what I see that's important. Because unless I get it and see it for myself, it's going to stay right where it's at, right there, nowhere.
That's right.
Mhm.
And also, people, this, when we're talking about this emotional well-being, mental health, it
It's
is relevant.
real.
It is here. It's not
It's
a
here.
thing. It's not funny. It is, the numbers are going up and up and up.
Yes.
So when
Yes.
you have a conversation with someone, you see it, you have a friend or someone that you see all the time and they're looking different, they're
Yes.
talking differently,
Yes.
listen to what they are
Yes.
saying or not saying. So if they need a push to get some help, that you can assist them with that, because you just don't know with people, uh, just and you have to know the signs. That's the other thing. I went to excuse me, a conference about
Yeah.
a couple months ago, and this lady was saying, she just didn't know what was going on. She said, but she kept, every morning she would sleep later and later, and then she got where she would stay in the bed.
Mhm.
She wanted, she didn't want to go anywhere. She didn't want to talk to anybody. She just thought she was just fine. And they were like, no, that's not like you. And people, would try to tell her, hey, what's going on? Oh, I'm fine. I'm just tired. But, they knew better because they knew her. She was a, go getter.
Right.
Hey. So they just kept talking to us, hey, well, come visit me. Come have a vacation with me, because they wanted to get, keep an eye on her because they knew something was wrong. And she said it got worse when she got to the relative house,
Oh,
but not
wow.
until her mom came and got her and say, hey, you need to come home. And her mom, with talking, I'm pretty sure she was praying all the time, but
Right.
talking to her, telling her you got to get that help, that she began to get better. So we have to pay attention.
I truly believe this, Deborah. Nonverbal communication speaks volumes. Just because I'm not audibly saying something, my body language and my actions will share and will show it. So it's definitely what you just said about volumes. When somebody know you, and especially a mom knowing a child, a mother knows their seed. So a mom knowing the child knows, hey, you know what? If something ain't right, what is mom going to do? Mama's going to be right there. I know my daughters, they laugh at me all the time because I say, hey, you know me, I protect my cubs. So I'm that mother liar. I protect my cubs. So when I know my youngest daughter or my oldest daughter and something ain't right, that like horn goes up. It's like, what's up? What's up, Jim Shoe? Let me know. I'm right there on it. So I'm just saying that's the same how it got to be when we have accountability people or partners or individuals who really know you well enough to say, you know what, you might not want to talk about it now, but I'm here because I know something ain't right. But just being there, being that fact, nonverbal clues speaks volumes. That's all I'm saying.
Yes. All right. Thank you.
Mhm.
I am one that say this, but I hear it all the time as well.
Yeah.
There are millions of books and plays and songs and inventions in the cemetery. And I had somebody ask me one time, what do you mean they're in the cemetery? Because people dream things, they have purpose and passion, but they don't ever
Uh-huh.
do anything. So, Coach Della, what would you say to people when they have these dreams in their heads and they're not doing a thing about it?
You know what? When I first heard that statement, I love Dr. Miles Monroe. As a matter of fact, all of us probably do. I know that I follow him, especially on his kingdom principle. And that was something that he had said in one of his quotes, famous quotes. But when I think about that statement, and like you said, the what I would say to a person about keeping their dreams in their head, because most of the time the reason for that is because a person was just too afraid just to take the first step. Because of that fear, they keep the problem, and we already know they're just determined not to carry it out, right? So this is what I would say. Second Timothy 1:7, where it says, for God has not given us a spirit of fear, but a power of love and a sound mind. This is the second thing I would say. Because somebody always say, we quote that all the time. We always quote that. Yeah, we quote it. But it's a reason why we quote it. And see, a person might look at me and say, you know what? That's easy for you to say because, you know, you don't know what I've been through. You don't know where I've gone. You don't know what I've been through. You know I'm scared. It's things is hard. And I'm here just to tell the person, I'm looking at right in this camera telling you, yeah, I do know how hard it is. And I know it's tough. I do know this. But the question is, what are you going to say about your dash? Your dash is still going. If you're living, your dash is going. So I'm going to ask you a question. What are you going to fill in the line with? What you going to fill in line? Look, you're the only person that can fill that story. I want to do this because you're the one that got to put the because. So what am I telling you? I'm saying be determined enough to step out and to start being the author and the finisher of your story. Fill in the line. Put in something in the dash. Don't just think about it. Keep going. Never stop. Never quit. Be that person to be able to just be determined. All it takes is that one step. All it takes is one word. Do you not know that it took my high school principal to tell me, especially when I was just done, he said, you are an atmosphere changer. Do you not know that it took, he said that I was an atmosphere changer. I never would have thought that I could be anybody or just be somebody. All it took was just that counselor saying I'm an atmosphere changer that helped me to see something different that I didn't see before. So what am I saying? Just think about it. Think about the thing that you decided you want to do that you've never done before. Get it out of here. Just take a chance. Take a step. Just think about it. Because the Bible already tells us that God already has plans for you. He knows his thoughts and his plans for you. He knows that he's coming not to harm you, but to give you a future and expected end. It's just the fact that can you have faith over fear? Can you just have just that one step mustard seed faith just to try something different? Because I guarantee you, when you shift and do something different, you'll find yourself going further than you can even imagine. Have faith over fear. That's what I would tell them. Don't just think about it, be about it.
Uh-oh, be about it. Be about it. You got to do that action. Be about it.
You know, we're about everything else. If I want a shirt, what I'm going to do? I'm going to go get that shirt. I'm going to do what I got to do to get the shirt, right? So be about your dreams. Be about your goals. Be about what it is that you want to do and pursue to build your best life. Who wants to say that they want to live a life that's of poverty, poority, or don't have anything? Nobody. So what are you going to do about it? Be about it, baby. Just be about it.
All right, be about it. Now, I'm looking at this question, and it could probably might be a little the same answers, but
What are you talking about?
young men, the tips on for them to get into that action, to put their dreams into gear and ensure that they live them out.
You know what? You just said that for the young men, because sometimes what happens, I grew up too in a situation where my father was not in my life. My father was not there when I was growing up. I've coveted a relationship with my dad for well over, I'm 57, well over 50 years. And I could say these last 2 years has been the best years of a relationship with my dad. And he's never been present since I've been born. Okay. But I can say this, because I coveted that relationship, I did some things that I wanted to make sure that if it's an opportunity that I could still have this connection, I had to put those things into play. So what am I saying about our young men about putting into action, into their dreams? Look, the first thing that any action step you're going to do about a dream is write it down. You got to write the dream down. You got to write the vision. You got to know what it is that you see yourself doing. And I'm saying, not just dream any dream, dream big. I know I'm from the west side of Chicago, which is like an inner city urban community. You know, we a lot of challenges. You know, we got gangs, all that other things, and that's the environment that I grew up in. You know, and so everything that was surrounding my environment was negative. It was like hopelessness, and you didn't see anything other than your situation. But it took one teacher to take me to the auditorium just to see a ballet. And from seeing that ballet, it opened up possibilities. So what I did when I got back home, I kept talking about that ballet for years. But the first thing I said is, I want to be a ballerina. The only reason why I wrote down I want to be a ballerina is because I saw opportunities. I don't know nothing about no ballerina, but I said I want to be a ballerina. So what am I saying? I had to do what I got to do to become a ballerina. So when you write your vision down, first thing then, that's the first step. The second action is now, what is it going to take for me to become a ballerina, right? So I got to start doing some research. Number two, you got to do your research. What is it that it's going to take for me to become a ballerina? I need dance lessons. I need the tutus. I need the shoes. I probably need the gear, the tights. But these are the things that I can write down that I can see as an action for me to obtain it. Because see, now it's no longer in my head. It's on a piece of paper. And then I done wrote out what I need. So now the third action is going to be is go for it. Start trying to at least get one of those items. If that means if I need a pair of ballerina shoes, I'm going to do what, if I got to go sell papers and on paper route, if I got to go to the candy store and ask them if I could be a stock clerk, if I have to do whatever I got to do so I can eventually have the money to get these ballerina shoes, I know one thing, when I get the shoes, my first step is I'm going to take a picture. Why I'm going to take a picture? Because here it is, my action. Possibility just came. Because before, it was a dream. First thing, I wrote it down. Second thing, I figured out what I need to do. Third thing, I did the work. Fourth thing, I got the goal. And when you see that goal, when you see its possibility, you ain't going to stop at possibility. You're going to make it happen. You're going to make that dream come true, right, Deborah? So for our young men, then you might not have a dad in your life. You might not have a male role figure that was growing up with you, but there's somebody you've been around that you saw possibility. So you're going to get with them. You're going to ask them questions. You're going to write down what you want. You're going to ask them, can you help me to obtain this goal? Can you see, what do I need to do to make this dream happen? There is someone that's out there that has been designed to help you get that. But it all starts with that first thing, that first action. Write down what you want. God tells us in his word, ask, seek, knock, and you shall find. That's all you got to do. That's the first thing. Write it down. You have not because you ask not. Look for possibilities, young men. Look for possibilities. Because I'm telling you, if you had your worst back then and you still living your dash, that means possibility is endless. That means there's opportunities right out there. And I'm just saying, write them down, do what you got to do, go for it.
All right, now you heard it. So if you know some young men that's not on here, and this is something that would help them, because that's what Build Your Best Life is all about. If we only help one person, we've helped somebody. So if you know anyone, please share. But those are good tips. Write it down. Do the research. You need to know what it is that you need to make that dream possible. Go for it. And then once you see it, like she saw the ballerina shoes, hey, it's a possibility. I know I got it now.
I got it now.
All right. You got to do it. That's some good stuff. All right, Miss Della. In closing, what other advice would you offer to others to assist them in building their best lives and to live out their dreams? Now, to enhance that dash.
To enhance, look, dream big. My advice is to dream big. Look, think about this. These are the questions that I want you to think about. What is it that you want people to, when they say your name, what is it that you want them to say when they say your name? I know what I want them to say. I want them to say Della was dynamic. Della was that go-getter person. Della was the one that, hey, when she lived her life to the fullest. She always had a smile on her face. I'm saying, choose your best life. Choose the way how you want to show up. Live the life you want to design. Don't live your life based off what you see. Social media has such a major influence. Yes, it does. But not all those people on social media living their best life. They putting out the facade of the front, making you say that, man, they got it going on. But behind those closed doors, they are just as equally and struggling as you. Look, the reality is you're the only person that can be the author, the architect of your best life story. So the question you want to ask yourself is, what is it that you want someone to say about you? What is the legacy that you want somebody to carry on? Don't let your dash stop at 2021 because 2021 is over. Because for some people, they stopped at 2021. They're living in 2022 with a 2021 mindset. No, 2021 is over. Your next is here. Your now and your next is now. My question is, what are you going to do in 2022 that's going to launch you in 2026? Keep it not only moving, keep it going, move forward. Don't look behind, press forward towards the mark and keep it going. That's what I'm just trying to tell you. Live your dash and celebrate while you're doing it. That's what I'm telling you. Celebrate while you live in that dash. Don't just be like, oh, it's okay. Oh, no, baby. You got to go out with a bang and celebrate while you live in it. Live your dash.
All right. All right. And that's what I'm talking about. Live your dash. You know what? Some people are probably thinking, I don't care what they say. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You don't want that to be your last time somebody sees that body. You know you're not there, but you don't want them to say, that right there, that was something else right there. She didn't do nothing. She wasn't about nothing. No, you don't. No, you don't. You want to leave a legacy that your children, your grandchildren, and everyone
children's children and your children's children. That's right. The word of God. He said your children's children and your children's children. That's something. That's perpetual. That's ongoing. That's wealth. Ooh, don't get me started. I can talk about wealth a little bit too.
Oh yes, we want to leave something. I always talk about my why. When I retired, I wanted to retire. I started to retire earlier than I did, but I looked over and I saw a picture of my son, and he was in college. I was like, oh no, let me keep working, because that was my why. So like Della and her cubs, don't play with my children, my grandchildren, my 6 heartbeats. Don't play.
That's it. Don't play.
Don't play. And I vow to leave something here for them.
That's right. That's right.
Whatever it is, it's going to be something positive, nothing negative.
That's right. Remember, it's that interconnection for what was past to what's going to be in the future. And so we want that dash to continue on. Even well after I might not be here, I still want somebody to say my grandmother or my mother and keep it going. That's the legacy we're talking about.
That's right. And so everyone, please visit my website, www.buildyourbestlife.org. It's up on the screen. From there, you will see the social media icons. If you click on those, it will take you directly to my lives when I'm on. But if you would like this page and click on the notification, a little bell, when I am doing a live, you will be notified and you will get some great content. And so y'all know when I'm here. I'm here on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Saturdays at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And also, if you go on my website, you can read my weekly blog that comes out on Mondays. You can visit my store where my services are. I'm a coach. I give consultations. I do coaching. I do speaking and webinar speaking. And I wrote a book, Build Your Best Life. It is not just for young men. It is for everybody because it is about those basic principles you need to follow in order to feel your best life. So then once you know how to do it, you can help some others. So then we can help that many more people.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So Della, again, I know in your introduction, you told us a little bit about what you're doing, but if you could tell us how to reach you and your
oh, definitely. Just as you said, you can reach me on my website also, www.youcanlive. And remember, live is spelled Lyve because it stands for Living Your Life, Victorious and Power. And on that website, it has all my content and contact information relative to what we do on both on two folds on the nonprofit side, and also it has a direct connection with me on the coaching for my Reclaim and Live LLC, which is my coaching entity as well. And this is what I do. I'm an inspirational speaker. I go around sharing, talking, motivational, and I also do webinars training, similar to what you're doing as well, Deborah. And so it's never too short to be able to encourage and empower. And that's what we're all about. We're all about encouragement and empowerment, about transformation and change. So you can go to my Facebook page, of course, youcanlive.com, Lyve, or my website, www.youcanlive.com as well. And you can be able to get access to them.
Great stuff. Thank you so much, Della, for being on with me tonight. And thank
you,
everybody, for your patience and coming back to be with us after our technical difficulties. Thank you so much.
Yes.
And I will be here Thursday, January 27th at 6:30 p.m. And I'll be talking about, my topic is Be Like Mike, Walt, and Thomas.
All right now.
Not just like Mike, but Mike, Walt, and Thomas.
All right now. All right.
All right. And you know, your life is what you make of it. So follow my basic principles and begin to build your best life. Not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, but now.
That's right. Build your best life.
That's right. Now. And building your best life is our business. That's not a slogan. It's our commitment. I love you. Be blessed. Stay safe. Stay warm. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Thank you, Della.
Thank you, Deborah.